Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of season 2 at Sunderland. It's January, it's the transfer window, although we're not thinking of doing much at this particular moment in time. We've a little bit of money, but not really enough to bring in anyone that would be a genuine improvement on almost anyone we have in the squad. So the plan is to extend some contracts of players that are running out, which I've done a couple of. A couple of players rejected my initial offer, and I'm going to have to wait to go back in and offer them a new deal. Flanagan, James and Watmore just straight up were like, you offered too low, I'm not talking to you. So I'll have to go back in a week's time and re-offer them. We are trying to sell on John McLaughlin, for £1.2 million. I mean, I'd take a mil just to get him out of the club, because what I would like to do is sign a secondary youth scout, because we're not getting much quality at the minute from Jordan Alexander. But there's still time for that to change, of course, but I'm going to need a decent amount of money to be able to bring in someone of quality. So hopefully we'll be able to sell McLaughlin and then afford someone that's probably about the same rating as the guy we've currently got. Won't be able to afford a 5-star, 5-star, but we might be able to afford a 5-star, 4-star, if not a 4-star, 4-star at the very least. But we've got Bury away in the FA Cup first. That's the most important matter at hand now. Get through in this. We should have another FA Cup game in this month, which will be the second play game. If we lose, which judging by recent form is a genuine possibility, then we'll play Peterborough at the end of the month away from home as the second game of the month as well, or instead. But Bury away first, and any money raised from the FA Cup here hopefully will mean that we'll be able to get ourselves a decent budget next season once we get promoted.
Phillies midfield.
I love that, thank you. Revel Morrison says ta very much. Low. Jamal Lowe, crosshead to Maguire. Short to Yearwood, but found him. Jack Clark down the line to Max Lowe. It's nice to have a full strength side available again after the last episode. We certainly were missing a number of players, but it's just Christmas, isn't it? It's the same every year in England, especially in the lower leagues. The fixtures just come thick and fast. And at the minute, especially considering the last episode, defeats are becoming thick and fast. We had none for ages. In fact, none at all, other than the Carabao Cup game against Everton. And then, 2 defeats in the league in one episode. Jack Clark's in behind here, and if he doesn't make this 1-0, I'm devastated. He's buried that superbly in the top corner. We'll go and celebrate with the travelling away fans. Sunderland 1, Bury 0. That's the way we wanted to start this FA Cup third round. Let's continue in that vein, hopefully. O'Shea, McFadzean down the line for Telford to race on to. Cross could come in. It's decent. It's actually very good. It's a good save by Bettinelli. Decent header by Adams at the back post. Down low, as you would want him to do in that scenario. He did everything right. It's just that the keeper was equal to it. Header from the resulting corner goes wide, and our 1-0 lead remains intact. But Bury really threatening there. That's a terrible pass from the right back.
Here's O'Shea.
We might still be in danger. Nicky Maynard to Neil Dans. Out to McFadzean. Dans with the turn. Good agility to skip past the challenge. But again, it's Yearwood tracking back from midfield to get in a defensive clearance. Telford still trying to cause us problems. Deflected. Yearwood again. Having a very good defensive game, Drew Yearwood. Hopefully that continues for the majority of the fixture. Get that shot there to Morrison, and then space for Lyndon Gooch, who's in behind. Finished in a similar position in the last episode, but this occasion sends it over the bar. Going for Bury. McFadzean only has the option to go back, but they've worked that well. Gooch steps in nicely, and now Drew Yearwood can have an impact offensively rather than just defensively. Time the pass right for Maguire and take it in his stride. Jamal Lowe is closing me down. Turn well, closing me down, racing with me and closing the defenders down. And Gooch this time, well tucked away on this occasion. He didn't really have the space to get it over the bar from where he was then. A lot closer to the goal this time around, and we do have a second. We are going to go through, I'd like to think, from this position to the next round of the FA Cup. Nice money spinner for the club, and also good test hopefully in the next round as well. With this being round 3, I'm surprised we got a League 2 side, but You never know. We might get tested with Premier League opposition again later in the January transfer window. Maguire. Yearwood, bit of space. Why not? Oh, Drew! Where's that come from? What a strike! Wasn't one of the BS first time hits either. He took it in his stride, set himself, and then let fly. What a goal! The AI just smacks those first time and they fly in, but we took a touch and then let fly, and what a finish. I didn't know he had that in his locker, Drew Yearwood, but that was spectacular. Up and then dipped as he got to the keeper. I mean, he was nowhere near it anyway, regardless of the height. 3-0. We used Drew Yearwood first. There's loads of space out wide here for Jack Clark, who can dart inside. Try and bend one. Dip. If that dips. Oh, it did, but not enough. Oh, if that had dropped slightly earlier, and it might have really caught the keeper out, and it would have been a stunning goal. As it happens, about 6 inches over the bar. That's Adams. Just pulled down the line. Barcelona have signed Ciro Immobile from Lazio. Signing I never thought I'd see happen. Time this right, and we could send Maguire in behind. It's floated well, and he should take that in his stride well. It's done really nicely, actually, to just nod that down. We'll pull that back to Drew Yearwood. And Ravel just kind of stood there and didn't really make the right move, but it's actually a 1-2 to Maguire. And he scoops it with his left foot into the keeper's arms rather than thumping it with his right like he has the potential to do. Morrison will bring that down. Look for Jamal Lowe. Acceleration and pace and a finish. Oh, so very nearly. Oh, I needed this game and this sort of performance just to boost my confidence with the side, because I was starting to get a little bit concerned the way that the past 2 episodes have gone, but at least on this occasion, albeit against lesser opposition, we have been much better. McFadden, decent delivery in, but Jimmy Dunn wins the header. Jamal Lowe does well to win that one too. Still very come forward. They haven't given up, credit to them. They've still flown at me with everything from minute 1 to, so far, minute 68. But they are going to have a corner here. It's not beyond the realms of possibility for them to get back into the game. But they are going to need to score sooner rather than later, and Jermaine Beckford is going to have to be better than that. There's the final whistle. Dominant performance away from home at Gig Lane to give us a solid 3-0 victory. Delighted with the way that went. We just need to replicate that in the next round. We're just for the rest of the season, and we'll be okay. That's what we're used to this year at Sunderland, not what we've become accustomed to over the past couple of episodes. The gap at the top of the table has been cut to 7. It was 12, so there's certainly some encroachment from the teams below us, but whether they'll be able to fully close the gap remains to be seen. I certainly hope not, but we'll wait and see who we get in the next round of the FA Cup. If it's at home against a lower league side again, I would consider simming it to play a league game, but if it is against much higher opposition or away from home, I'm probably going to play it just to be sure we get some decent money. Although, to be fair, it's really not that much, is it? £153,000 from winning the 3rd round. Regardless of whether it's against Bury or not, we should really have gotten some extra money from that. I don't like the way the finances work in FIFA. It's too simple. You need the complexity of like match day income and ticket sales and shirt sales, and you need to be able to see where your money's coming from and where it's going, rather than just this is your transfer budget, this is your wage budget, and this is your prize fund from this competition. Like, it's not that simple in real life. It shouldn't be in FIFA. We need more detail. Regardless, it's a 1-1 draw there against Scunthorpe, and actually we've extended the lead at the top as Bolton lost. So cheers for that. Thank very much. Give Ratio a train. Ratio, I think I could probably continue to train. I might stop training Lyndon Gooch because he's 74, nearly 75 rated now. So we can let him grow of his own accord. He's clearly having a fantastic career here at Sunderland so far. Not sure what his overall potential is. We'll wait and see who we get in the FA Cup next. We should have another home game in the league next against Burton. So that hopefully should be a pretty straightforward victory for us. There's the second email about prize money. So we will now have the Oh, a loan offer for Liam Bennett. I'm going to reject that, actually, because he has had a bit part to play so far this season. We'll see who we've gotten in the FA Cup, and it's Huddersfield Town at home. I will play that. I will play that. We'll sim Burton at home. We'll play Huddersfield and then sim Peterborough. Still no bids for McLaughlin, which is slightly frustrating. Transfer has been offered, or a approach has been made for Duncan Watmore. That's certainly something. Literally just thought to myself, oh, I need to do those contracts again, don't I? We'll make sure we do Watmore first. He's on 3.9. I'll offer him 6.9. I'll offer him, or 9.9, sorry. I'll offer him 6 with a max of 8. And he'll sign 6.3. Right, Duncan Watmore's staying with us then. Reece James is on 4.2. I don't want to give these guys massive boosts because they're not in my first team or even remotely close to it. 5.9 and Flanagan 4,001. We'll offer you 5 and then a max of 7 and he'll sign 6,006. Okay, so now we know exactly what we have remaining for the potential signing of another youth scout. 1.7 million-ish. Now, with the sale of McLaughlin, if we can get that done, hopefully, we should be able to afford a really decent youth scout. Burton have actually just played Huddersfield. So we're playing now, before the game against Huddersfield, the team that just lost them in the FA Cup. We would then have had Burton again, had Burton won their game against Huddersfield in the FA Cup. So 1-0 lead here currently, thanks to Morrison after 5 minutes, but Jack Clark then follows that up in the 19th minute. Wilbury off the bench as a third, and it's a comfortable victory here against Burton Albion. Ta very much, ta very much. We'll say it that. That'll do. Right. Have we got a transfer? No, it's just a scouting update. We actually got someone that's decent this time around. He's dead. He's dead. Oh, there you go. 83 to 94, valued at $1 million. Finally, we have had someone come through that looks like they're going to be good. And not only do they look like they're going to be good, he looks like he's going to be incredible, judging by that. Let's have a quick look then. Ed Murphy, 83 to 94 potential. He's got decent enough physical stats to start with at 17. 82 curve as well. That is very promising. There's your playmaker, Cheesenoid. Right, he's going to certainly be starting to get trained immediately. And we look like we... Actually, I'll call him up. I might as well. There's no point leaving a 65 rated player there in the youth setup. We'll call him up and start training him right off the bat. Lyndon Gooch will take out of the training modules. We shall add Murphy in. And I'll do that now. I shall see you in the game against Huddersfield. I meant to show you Huddersfield's starting lineup as we headed in. I just straight up forgot. They're starting a relatively strong side. Congolo, Lursel, Jorgensen, Billing, Moy, Pritchard, Mounier. All you'd say would be there or thereabouts with regards to full first team for Huddersfield. Not sure about John Joe Kenny or Spendelhofer or Shakvatadze. Perhaps I'm not sure about Diakabi on the right hand side either. I don't know if he's any good. Can I see any of their ratings actually? No is the answer. Adama Diakabi, I don't know if he's any good or not. But the majority of those players are certainly higher rated than mine, put it that way. So it's a game that we, on paper, should be losing. But we have been having a tremendous season, and confidence plays such a big part in football. We'll wait and see if the confidence, especially the confidence gained from actually having a decent month, actually aids us in getting a positive result here. We are at home as well, of course. Stranger things have happened in the FA Cup, that's for sure. Just fucking catch it, mate. It's not hard. Honestly, man. I knew that was going to go in. 1-0 Huddersfield. Looking to extend their lead. Their goal scorer, Shakvatadze, will deliver it. It's not the best of crosses. Gooch will clear. Oh, my God. If that had gone in, that's best goal ever. Wow. Shakvatadze, oh, great footwork, but won't get to the loose ball, but will pick up a free kick. We'll see what they can do from here. It's Billing to take it. Big runner. I don't imagine he's shooting. No, lifts it in. And Diakabi hits the post. Get rid, please. Low. Thank you. That was very nearly us guaranteed going out of the FA Cup. Mounier played in behind. Crossed it up. Low wins the header well. Oh, his first touch was really questionable there, and Shakfatadze could cause us some problems. Billing dummies nobody and runs back towards his own goal. Terence Kongolo into Shakfatadze. Here's Alex Pritchard. Back there to Billing. Shakfatadze to Aaron Moy. To Billing again. Good possession play from Huddersfield, but is anything going to come of it? Oh, it might. It has. All right, 2-0 Huddersfield. Alex Pritchard makes it a double advantage, and with 10 minutes to go till half-time, I think that might be us done and buried. Lovely replay angle. Great, cheers. Low with the 1-2. Yearwood forward to Maguire. Cross it to Low. Try and draw that defender towards me. Didn't quite do that, but Jack Clark will turn well here, and the cross is decent, actually. Can't quite find Jamal Lowe. Ravel Morrison will recover possession. Oh, Gooch's first touch lets him down, but he still turned well. Lyndon Gooch blocked by Spendelhofer and out for a corner. From the set piece, Jack Clark delivers. Sean Maguire. Well, it's worth a try, I suppose. Oh. But unfortunately, despite making connection, the flight of the ball didn't actually change. Yearwood in there to Low, looking for Maguire. Oh, don't know what that attempted first touch is either. Some of the animations in the game are questionable. He's Shakfatadze. Hogg. Not sure where he's going to go. Jonathan Hogg. Through the gap there to Alex Pritchard. It's not Pritchard, it's Meyer. Pritchard's gone off, hasn't he? Playing the ball about nicely. Oh, he must have had a shout from his keeper there, the defender, to just lift his foot over the ball. That was putting a lot of faith in the man between the sticks there. I've not seen that before, I don't think. Oh, the shot was hit so tamely that it should have been keeper's ball, but my tummy went a little bit there. A 2-0 defeat against Huddersfield. Boos from the crowd, I think, are unjustified, although we did get dominated. But we're a League One team against what I believe is still a Premier League side, even if they're not still a Championship side, the league above. We shouldn't be dominating that game the way we have been dominating the league season, so I'm not too worried about that. I have started training Reece Cooper. Sorry, not Reece Cooper. Murphy, the winger, and I've taken out a couple of the training modules for a couple of other players as well. Gooch and I think Ratiu. It might not have been Ratiu, it might be someone else. Jack Clark. Gooch and Jack Clark I've taken out. I've added in the other young goalkeeper as well, so that Harrison one and the Murphy one as well, so he'll get training now as well. The transfer offer for Max Power of 1.7 million. If this were at the beginning of the window or even at the beginning of next season, I might consider accepting that, but I don't think now's the time to sell Max Power. We could replace him, but I don't think we've got enough financial clout at the minute to adequately replace him, so it's not worth it at this stage. Hopefully we can avoid defeat at least against Peterborough. We beat them 4-0 in the home game that was simulated. And we rather enjoyed that. And you guys rather enjoyed me rather enjoying it. But we're half an hour away from the end of this one, and it's still locked as a scoreless draw. And we look like we... No! Sean Maguire! Oh, Maddison. Alright, a draw then it is to be against Peterborough United. Thought for a minute we were going to get to celebrate. I almost went wild when that goal went in. I'm glad I didn't. Oh, Max Lowe's out for 2 months. That's dead. Cheers then. Well, looks like Reece James is getting the look in again. That's really annoying. 2 months. Been really solid for us though. Our 2 new wing-back signings. Justin, that's it. James Justin, and now Reece James has come in, and Max Lowe, been really good. Joshua Kimmich and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang both going to Real Madrid in this window, with Rafael Guerreiro going to Paris Saint-Germain. Wait and see if any other big deals are done. That might be a big one actually, although Coletti's there for 12 and William and Plattenhart, so I don't know as there was a massive one, just a number of smaller deals going through. That's not huge either. Still no bids for McLaughlin, which is frustrating. He was the guy I wanted to... That might be a big one. It is. It's Coutinho to Juventus. Coutinho for almost £80 million, moving to Italy. I was hoping McLaughlin would be sold in this window so that we could get... Oh, is that... Yeah, Matthijs de Ligt to Chelsea. I'll take that in real life. Obviously, we can't at the minute because transfer ban. But interest shown in Mason Greenwood, that's fine. We're not too fussed about that right now. Please, someone sign John McLaughlin. I want a better youth scout. Please be a bid for John McLaughlin. Oh, it's enough for Duncan Watmore. Who is a player I could sell. Because we have the youngster now. Murphy. We're not going to be replacing Goots anytime soon. We have Jack Clark. For the sake of making sure we get a good youth scout, potentially a great youth scout, and not wasting the money we have left over, I'm going to try and get this deal done. £2.5 million is what I'll ask for. 1.8 plus a sell-on clause. So you've basically added a 5% sell-on clause. Come on, lads. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's actually give me some decent money, shall we? Oh, please. I want to maximise it because I want to make sure I can afford the best possible youth scout. They'll settle for that. Right, Duncan Watmore looks like he's going to leave us. And if we hadn't signed that really, really high potential youth player, I wouldn't have let Duncan Watmore go. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic to Paris Saint-Germain for £84.8 million. Duncan Watmore, I think there, confirmation going. No, it's a bid for Morgan Turner, which we'll reject. Please tell me that Duncan Watmore deal is going to go through with 2 hours to go. There we go, that'll be it. With one of those 2 emails, want to be a transfer offer. Watmore sold. Transfer for Sean Maguire, 5.3 million. That's a no. I am very much interested in letting Will Grigg go next season, though. Don't think he's going to cut it. So how much money have we got now? 3.3 million. Is that enough to sign a 5-star, 5-star? It might be. It might not, but it might be. I will hold off. I'll hold off on signing him for 2.8 until we see if we can sign a 5-star, 5-star. But that money will be spent on a youth scout. Duncan Watmore signs for Leganés. Youth squad monthly report. Loan offer for George Harrison. Lawn came out of my mouth. Max Power wants to leave. We'll probably consider that next window as well, so he's probably not going to cut it for Championship football. Yearwood will grow further. Ratu will grow further. Max Power, I'm not sure about. Let me just quickly on FIFA check his potential. 73, yeah. We can let Max Power go perhaps next season with Ward the potential to grow as well. We'll wait and see. But for now, I'm relatively happy with that window. And to be fair, despite 2 defeats in the last episode, we're still looking really, really good for the league title. And it's hotting up, in fact, for that second spot with MK Dons, QPR, Ipswich and Bolton all fighting it out now. Ipswich, QPR getting themselves in the fight, and MK Dons are plummeting at the minute. Not looking very good for them right now at all, but looking good for us. And now that we're out the FA Cup, we purely have league football to concentrate on. We know what we have to do. Win the bloody league. We should do it. Between now and the end of the season, we might hit 100 points. I'd love to. We'll wait and see if that happens as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, make sure you drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more. Again, this episode will be Tuesday. There'll be another episode on Thursday. I'm away from home as you see this. Next episode Thursday. I'm home Friday, so I'll record on Friday and stream Friday. And then the next episode after this will be Saturday. Depending on how much I can get recorded on Friday, we'll either have an episode Sunday as well as Monday, or an episode Saturday and Monday rather than Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But we'll know more about that once I get back from my break. But for now, thank you very much for watching, guys. Appreciate all your support recently. I'll see you next time.